Open your eyes. First of all, he was talking about incident occurring. He said like he was 20 years old or something. He was 22 years old. Okay, so you don't know when this happened and how old you were? He said he was throwing a party when he, let me go back a little bit. Okay, so I met Charlamagne one day. My daughter came to me and she said, Mom, my friend wants to take me to lunch. Okay, he was going to take her and some of her friends to lunch. So I said, I got to meet this person, you know. So she went downstairs and she brought him upstairs. And I met him, introduced himself briefly. And he told me, he says, she's like a sister to me. Don't worry, I won't let nothing happen to her. That's what he said to me. He won't let anything happen to Jessica, my Jessica. That she was safe with him. So we went to lunch that day. She came back, she had a good time, everything was fine. So this was a trust. You know, he's trying to build trust, right? So I was like, oh, okay, you know, he's a nice person and everything. At the time, 22 years old, 15, no way. I didn't know who he was. Let's make that very clear. Because I've heard people say, well, why would she let, you know, her daughter go out with a 22-year-old or whatever? No, that was not the case. She would have never gone out to lunch or anywhere with a 22-year-old. I assumed that it was high school buddies. You know, high school friends get together, you know, they want to do things, go out and stuff like that. He did not look 22. By all means. And if that's the case, what is he doing? He's 22 years old. What is he doing with 15, 16-year-olds?
Right. I wanted to say that when I was 22 years old, I didn't want to be around a 15-year-old girl. So the people that are trying to blame you, that's just people that like Charlamagne, because no 22-year-old man would want to be around a 15-year-old unless they're trying to take advantage of it. So you shouldn't feel any guilt about that. And obviously now you answered that question you didn't even know. So go ahead and continue, please.
Yeah. Yeah. I know the type of mom I am, you know, and for those people who do not, you know, I'm just setting the record straight. I love my kids. I'm very protective, always have been protective of my children. I was a single mom, you know, my husband had passed away. And I had 3 kids I had to take care of. You know, it was one time I wouldn't even let them go nowhere. And then I was told that I couldn't close in. I had to give them space. And I gave them a little space, you know, and stuff like that. But, yeah, it hurt me to hear people say that. Because I know me. I know the type of person I am. I know that I struggled real hard to provide for my kids and to give them the best that I could give them, you know. So it really bothered me a lot, you know. And I went through a lot of breakdowns over, you know, people out there saying things like that to me, you know. But I'm in a better place now, and I'm okay. You know, what you say about me doesn't define who I am. I know who I am. I know what I have done, to provide for my kids and to make sure, to the best of my ability, to keep them safe. It's predators like Charlamagne that, prey on the innocent people. And, he wants you to trust him. He tries to gain that trust. And when he does, boom, there you go. What happened to Jessica happened with people like that, that you put your trust in, thinking they're good guys and they really see your child as like a sister-brother figure, when all along he had other intentions that we all weren't aware of until that early morning happened, So after meeting him, they went out to lunch, and everything went well. It was about a month later, a month and a half. Then he kept calling her, says, I'm having a birthday party and I would like you to come over. She said initially, no, I don't want to come. And then he's just like trying to persuade her. He says, come on, you're my sister. You got to come. You got to be there. So she says, okay. Then she asks me. She says, Mom, my friend is having a birthday party. Can I go? Immediately I said no, And she kept asking. I was like, no, you can't go. I didn't want her to go alone. I didn't trust that. And so Malika Joyner, who is my oldest son's ex-girlfriend, was there, and she's also the mother of his two children. And at the time, she was like around 18. And she says, well, I'll go, Miss Reed. I'll go with her and watch her, And so I let her go. And they checked in with me, says, well, we're okay. We stopped at the store and whatever. And I'm like, okay. And then a little while after that, I got a call from my son. It's like, Mom, please tell me that you didn't let Jessica go. And immediately my heart dropped. I was like, I was shooken. I didn't know what to say. You know what I mean? I was like, all I can think of is something going to happen when he said that to me. And I paced the floor. It was getting late. I was pacing the floor. And, she didn't come home yet. No call. After that first call that they were okay, I got no more calls. I couldn't sleep. And usually when my kids go out, I wouldn't go to bed. I'll sit up and wait for them to come home. I couldn't sleep unless all my kids was in the house safe.
Listening to your story, not to cut you off, listening to your story, I just have to ask you a question. How do you feel about all the mothers and all the women that Charlamagne, and even the men that he's befriending, Charlamagne has a lot of celebrity black male friends, celebrity black female friends. And the reason why the Go Along, Get Along gang works is because whoever is Charlamagne's handlers, he has connections to a lot of things. So you'll find a lot of people, they've been saying it all over YouTube. Well, I like Charlamagne. He helped me do this. He hooked me up with this person. So they'll look past certain things because of the, people like that know how to, connect people to things so they overlook stuff. So what do you say to all the black women and the black men that are celebrities, especially, that are friends with Charlamagne?
He is a wolf in sheep clothing. Okay? They see what he perceives to be. They befriend what they think they know. And so they ignore everything else. That's how I feel it's happening that way. They're ignoring everything because he's doing so much for everybody, and it's his way of covering. And I would tell all of them, open your eyes. Seriously. Open your eyes. Because this is a serious thing that he did. And I don't know if this is, if my daughter is the only person, because actually it was mentioned about his wife at one time. And some other people that, he just make a mockery of it. It's okay. To him it's acceptable. It's acceptable. And people actually laugh and go along with this. This is what makes me crazy. How can you go along with a pedophile that talks about, drugging and raping girls? Open your eyes.